Good morning, students. Hope you all have understood the total debtors account and bills receivable account that I have taught you yesterday. Today we are going to learn the total creditors account and bills payable account. Just opposite to total debtors account, the total creditors account we have to do because it shows a credit balance. So the balance brought down will be on the credit side because it shows a creditors account shows a credit balance. There we wrote a true balance brought down. Here we have to write by balance brought down. I will show the format of total creditors account on the book, then I will do that illustration problem in the notebook. Now just you see. The balance, opening balance will be written on the credit side because it is a credit balance account. Then, if any cash is paid to the creditors, what is the entry? Creditors account debtor to cash. Since creditors account shows debit side, we have to write as to cash. That amount you have to write here. When we pay cash, this entry. If we give checks, then we have to write this entry. Creditors account debtor to bank. So if we pay in cash, this one. If we pay through check, this entry we have to write. Then if we have accepted any bills payable, what is the entry? Total creditors account debtor to bills payable account. That we have to write. Then if we have received any discount from the creditors, that is a profit for us, we will credit that one. Then total creditors account debit, that we have to write. Then if any purchase returns also on the debit side. All these we have written on the credit side when in the total debtors account. By bank, by cash, by bills receivable, by discount allowed, then sales returns. All these we have written on the credit side in the debtors account. Here we have to write everything on the debit side. Now either they may ask you to calculate the credit purchases. So that will be the balancing amount. Then if any check is dishonored, we have to write bank account debtor to creditors account. So creditors, credit side by bank. Then if any bills payable is dishonored, what is the entry? Bills payable account debtor to creditors account. So by bills payable dishonored. Then we have to add all the amount debit side. Purchases will be the balancing amount, or they may ask you to calculate the closing balance. If closing balance is given, we have to write here opening balance on the credit side, closing balance will be on the debit side. So let me explain the illustration 14. Illustration 14. From the following details, calculate credit purchases. Particulars given. Creditors opening, returns outward. This one purchase returns. Cash paid to creditors, then creditors balance, closing balance. So we will prepare the total creditors account. I will write it in the notebook and show to you. Total creditors account. You have to use both the pages. I am using only one page. Total creditors account, debtor, creditor, particulars rupees. First one, creditors on 1st April 2018. That will be the opening balance. Creditors account shows credit balance. So we have to write as by balance brought down. What is the amount? 50,000. That you write 50,000. Then returns outward. When I prepared the total debtors account, I told you that the opening balance comes on debit side. All the discount allowed, sales returns, then bad debts, everything will be coming on the credit side. In the same way, here opening balance is on the credit side. So all the other adjustments will be on the debit side. So returns outward, that is purchase returns. So that will be on the debit side. Returns outward. Return outward is 6,000. Then cash paid to creditors. That also here only. Because the entry itself is creditors account debtor to cash. One lakh 60,000. Then creditors closing balance given. Creditors closing balance. Opening balance is on the credit side. So closing balance will be on the debit side. Here you have to write to balance carry down. Closing balance how much? 70,000. Now we should balance this total creditors account. Total amount, one line only have to draw down, double line. 6,000, 30. 13 balance 1, 2. So 2,36,000. Write the same amount here also. 2,36,000. Now you balance it and write 6,000, 5 plus 8, 13, balance 1, 1. So what is 1,86,000? That is the purchases. By purchases. You have to write credit purchases. Then this is the balancing figure. Balancing figure. Usually they may ask you to calculate any one total creditors account or debtors account for 2 marks. Then if they have asked the same thing, total debtors account as well as bills receivable, they may ask for 3 marks. So here if they may ask for 2 marks, only one account. You might have understood this one. We will see the next illustration. We have learned total creditors account. Now we will learn the bills payable account. Bills payable in the same way as we prepared the bills receivable account. Here bills payable account we have to write. Bills payable account also shows credit balance. So opening balance is credit. So by balance brought down. If opening balance is on the credit side, closing balance will be on the debit side. Now if we have paid any cash or bank for the bills payable, this entry, bills payable account debtor to cash or bank. That bills payable, no need to write all these things, to bank or cash. Then if any bills payable dishonored, again bills payable account debtor to sundry creditors account we have to write. If we have accepted any sundry bills, then we have to write bills sundry creditors account debtor to bills payable, that we have to pay those bills. So that is why bills payable. Sundry creditors account debtor to bills payable. So by sundry creditors account, that is the bills that we have accepted. Usually they will ask this one only, how much bills that we have accepted. Closing balance they will be giving for you. Now they have given one problem. There we have to calculate the total purchases. They have jointly given both the accounts, bills payable account as well as the total creditors account. So from the bills payable account we will calculate the total bills accepted. Then from the total creditors account we will calculate the credit purchases. Here they will ask the total purchases. They may give the cash purchases. When we add the credit purchases that we calculate from the creditors account along with the cash purchases, we will get the total purchases. So I will explain. Let me read this illustration first. From the following particulars, calculate total purchases. Particulars rupees, sundry creditors, bills payable, both opening balance, then paid cash to creditors, then paid for bills payable, purchase returns, cash purchases, creditors closing and bills payable closing. So in the same way, when they have asked us to calculate the total sales, we prepared first the bills receivable account. I told you yesterday itself, first not the uh, sundry debtors account, first bills receivable, then only sundry debtors. In the same way, here also we should prepare first the bills receivable, then the creditors account. I will write it down on the notebook. We should write the question number. In the previous one also I forgot to write that question number first you have to write, then only the heading. Here illustration 15. First we have to prepare bills payable account. Bills payable account, because the items from the bills payable account we have to enter in the total creditors account. So first bills payable account. Now we have to see the particulars from the first one onwards. Sundry creditors given, that we do not need. Next one, bills payable, that opening. So we have to write on the credit side by balance brought down. What is the amount? 60,000. The next one, paid cash to creditors, that will not be there. Then paid for bills payable. Paid for bills payable. What is the entry? Bills payable account debtor to cash. So bills payable account debtor to cash. What is the amount? 1 lakh. 1 lakh. Then purchase returns will not coming. Cash purchases also will not be there. And creditors no. Then last one, closing balance, bills payable. So bills payable closing, we have to write debit side to balance carried down. What is the amount? 80,000. Now we should balance the account. 1,80,000. You write on both the sides. 1,80,000. The difference amount will be the bills accepted. In bracket you can write bills accepted. What is the entry? Sundry creditors account debtor to bills payable. So we have to write sundry creditors account. This amount, this transaction will be entered in the creditors account. So bills sundry creditors account, bracket you can write bills accepted. Again you can write balancing figure. This is the balancing figure. So now 1,80,000. So the balance will be 1,20,000. So with the help of this bills payable and all the particulars given in the problem, we have to prepare total creditors account. Total creditors account. Bills payable account and total creditors account shows credit balance. So first we can start with the balance, opening balance. By balance brought down. We got to see from the top, first item. Sundry creditors, opening balance 75,000. I told you that in sundry creditors, since the opening balance comes on the credit side, all the adjustments will be entered on the debit side. But all the other items, next bills payable we have written. Paid cash to creditors. What is the entry? Creditors account debtor to cash. $3,70,000. 3,70,000. Then paid for bills payable, no. Purchase returns. Creditors account debtor to purchase returns. Purchase returns how much? 15,000. When you write the amount, write correctly. To purchase returns, then cash purchases will not be coming. Then creditors closing. Before write the creditors closing, you have to check the bills payable. I told you one amount will be written. Here the entry is sundry creditors account debtor to bills payable. So here we should write to bills payable account. Bills payable, you can write bills accepted. 1,20,000. Now you can write the closing balance. To balance carry down. Carry down 50,000. So now we have entered all the amount. Now we will balance the account. 30, then 5, 7, 8, 15, balance 1, 4, 5. Same amount you have to write on the credit side also. 5,55,000. Now we should balance the account. 0, 0, 0. 5 is there, so write again 0. 7 is there, 8 you write, 15, balance 1, 4. 4,80,000. That is the purchases. You write by purchases account, bracket credit purchases, because cash purchases is given. Then again in bracket balancing figure. So now we have calculated the credit purchases. One item we have left out, that is the cash purchases. From that we can calculate the total purchases. That is the question. Now you should write total purchases is equal to cash purchases plus credit purchases. How much is the cash purchases? Cash purchases is given in the sum 3,20,000 plus credit purchases we have calculated 4,80,000. So total here 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 8 lakh. 8 lakh rupees is total purchases. You write the symbol rupees. Sometimes even if you write everything correctly, if they are searching for reducing mark, if you get full mark they will search. So you may not lose even a single mark. For that you have to write the rupees symbol there. You might have understood this one. Next we will see the next illustration, 16th one. Now I will explain the illustration 16. Here that we have studied yesterday, bills receivable and total debtors account, and that we have studied today will be combined together and they have asked. I will explain to you. From the following details, you are required to calculate credit sales and credit purchases by preparing total debtors account, total creditors account, bills receivable account, and bills payable account. We are going to prepare all the accounts in the same problem. Here, debtors opening closing, bills receivable opening closing, creditors opening closing, bills payable opening closing. Then the other information, cash received from debtors. This one will come in the debtors account. Discount allowed to customers in the same debtors account. Customers, debtors, same only. Then cash paid to creditors. Then discount allowed by suppliers. This also related to creditors. Then payments against bills payable. This account, bills payable account. Cash received for bills receivable. That one bills receivable account. Then bills receivable dishonored related to bills receivable account. Bad debts, it is related to debtors account. Debtors account. That's all. You have to prepare all the 4 accounts. It is very easy. You may not confuse. That's all. First, we can prepare the, I will explain in the notebook now. First, we have to write the number. So, 16. So, first we have to prepare the bills receivable account. Then, after preparing bills receivable account only, we can prepare the total debtors account. So first bills receivable account. You can use both the pages. I am using only single page. Bills receivable account. Here rupees. Particulars rupees. Since it will waste our time, that's why I am not writing. But when you write for the test, you should write particulars fully. Okay, first we have to see the opening balance. From that column opening, first debtors given, next one bills receivable, opening 5,000. So it will come to balance brought down. To balance brought down 5,000. Then closing we will write later. Then the next one creditors, bills payable, it will not come. Then the other information, first one cash received from debtors. What is the entry? Cash account debtor to debtors. Sorry, bills receivable account. No? That one will not come. Then discount allowed to customers, no. Cash paid to creditors, no. Discount allowed by suppliers, no. The next one bills payable. Then cash received for bills receivable. What is the entry? Cash account debtor to bills receivable. So by cash. By cash 14,000. Then next one bills receivable dishonored. For bills receivable dishonored, what is the entry? Again we have to debit the debtors account to bills receivable. So by debtors. This entry will be appearing in the total debtors account. So we can write dishonored bills. So what is the amount? Bills receivable dishonored 1,200. 1,200. Then closing balance we have to write now. All the other items we have entered, bad debts will not come. Now we will write the closing balance by balance carried down. By balance carried down. Bills receivable closing amount 1,000. Now balance it. 200, 16,200, 16,200, balance 200, 5 plus 1, 6, 1. So 11,200, it is to debtors account. Bills received. Bills received. This item also will be appearing in the total debtors account. Here this debtors will be appearing in the total debtors account. That is why we are preparing this bills receivable account in the beginning. Again you can write balancing figure. Now we will prepare the next account, debtors account. Total debtors account. To enter the items in the total debtors account, you have to see the items which are given in the problem one by one from the beginning. So, total debtors account. Debtors only given first opening. That opening will be coming in the debit side. To balance brought down. To balance brought down. Debtors 60,000. That is. Then closing will be coming at the end. So you can leave as it is. The next one, bills receivable, creditors, bills payable will not be coming here. Then other information, first one is given, cash received from debtors. That is connected to this account. So it will be coming here. You have to check where it will be coming. So I have told you the balance brought down here, adjustments this side. If you check the entry also, it will be coming here only. What is the entry? Cash received from debtors account, cash account debtor to debtors account. So debtors account is credit. So we have to write on the credit side by cash. 1,30,000. 1,30,000. The next one, discount allowed to customers. Then the same entry. Discount is here loss for us. So discount account debtor to debtors account. So by discount, you have to write discount allowed. When we prepare creditors account, we have to write discount received. In debtors account, you have to write discount allowed. 5,500. 5,500. The next item, cash paid to creditors. It will not be appearing here. Then discount allowed by suppliers, no. Payments, bills payable, no. Then cash received for bills receivable, that we have already entered. Bills receivable dishonored. Now bad debts. Bad debts is related to total debtors account. It is a loss for us. So that like discount allowed, we have to debit that one. Total. So bad debts account debtor to total debtors account. So it will appear on the credit side, bad debts. Bad debts account. 3,500. Now all the items from the problem we have entered. Again, no, one more closing entry we have to write. Closing balance. Closing balance. Before writing closing balance, we have to write these two items. This debtors and this debtors. Here, first one, bills receivable account debtor to debtors for bills received. So here debtors is credited. So credit side by bills receivable. By bills receivable. In bracket you can write bills received. Bills received. How much? 11,200. Then this one. Here debtors account debtor to bills receivable. So debtors account debtor to bills receivable. Here, what is the explanation? Bill dishonored. That also we have to write. Dishonored. What is the amount? 1,200. 1,200. Now we have entered these two amounts. Now only one amount is remaining, the closing balance in the total debtors account. That is in the beginning. So debtors closing. So we have to write on the credit side by balance carried on. 55,000. In order we are writing, we may not forget all the items to enter. We have to write from the top till the bottom, or line by line, item by item. You have to check which are the items will be appearing here. But closing balance will be given in the beginning itself, but you should not write because it should appear at the last only. So you have to enter here. Then the two items from this bills receivable account, this one and this one. Then only the closing balance. So 3 steps. Now we need to balance them. So which side will be more? The credit side. Total it. 0, 0, 5, 10, 12, 2, 10, 12, balance 1, 6, 9, 10, 10 plus 5, 15, balance 1, 6, 7, 7 plus 3, 10, balance 1, 2. So 2,05,200. Write the same amount here also, 2,05,200. So here 0, 0, again 0, 200. Then 1 is there. If we write 4, we will get 5. Then next one 6 there. We need to get 0. We need to add 4. Then we will get 10, balance 1, we should write 1. So 1,44,000 is the balance. That is what to sales account. Which sales? Credit sales. That is the balancing figure. All these details must be there. That's why I am writing in each and every problem. So now we have prepared 2 accounts. The other 2 accounts we need to prepare: bills payable account and total creditors account. Now we have to prepare bills payable account. Bills payable account, then particulars rupees, particulars rupees. Then you have to start from the beginning. Debtors already over, bills receivable also over, creditors the next account. Now the last one, bills payable. Opening. Bills payable shows always credit. So by balance brought down. By balance brought down 2000. Now closing balance we will write later on the debit side. Then other information, first one debtors, next one discount allowed, then creditors, next account, discount allowed by suppliers, that also next account. Now payments against bills payable. For bills payable, what is the payment? Bills payable account debtor to cash. Bills payable account debtor to cash. What is the amount? 7,000. Payments against bills payable. Then cash received for bills receivable over, bills receivable dishonored over, bills bad debts also over. Now we can write the closing balance. Bills payable closing balance will be coming on the debit side to balance carry down. Carry down 3,000. So totally 10,000. What is the balance? 8,000. That is sundry creditors account. Sundry creditors account. There we wrote sundry debtors account. Sundry creditors account. Bills accepted. There we wrote bills received. Here bills accepted. Again balancing figure. That's all. Now next account, total creditors account. You can close this account drawing line and you can start the next account. Since there is no time for me to explain all these things, I am writing like this. Total creditors account. You also start from the beginning. Total creditors account shows which balance? Same credit balance. So by balance brought down. Creditors opening balance 25,000. Then cash received from debtors over, then customers over, cash paid to creditors. What is that one? That will be related to this account. Creditors account debtor to cash. $70,000. Then discount allowed by suppliers. That also related to creditors only. Creditors account debtor to discount received. I told you in that account itself discount allowed we wrote. Here we should write discount received. How much? 3,500. 3,500. You have to write. Then next one, payments against bills payable. That we have written already. Cash received, bills receivable no, bills receivable dishonored no, bad debts, everything over. Now we have to write from the bills payable account only one sundry creditors. What is the entry? Sundry creditors account debtor to bills payable. So sundry creditors account debtor to bills payable. You have to write bills accepted. Bills accepted 8,000. Now we have written this amount also. Now we need to write the closing balance. To balance, carry down. Creditors closing 28,000. Now we need to balance the account. 0, 0, 5, 16, 19, balance 1, 8, 2, 10. 1,09,500. Write the same amount on the credit side also. 1,09,500. Now write the balance. 5. Here 5 plus 4, 9. 2 plus 8, 10. So 84,500. Here how we will write? By purchases account. Purchases account, credit purchases. So you have to write credit, then balancing figure. Balancing figure you have to write. That's all. We have prepared all the accounts. Here we have learned 14, 15, 16 illustrations. The same method only they have given 14, 15, 16 exercises. You have to do these problems. If you have any doubt, you can call me in the phone. I will explain to you through phone. Okay. Thank you, students. Bye.